I was born in Cairo, living in Future City at the time, my mom.
Okay. Elaine?
I was born in Future City, of course, at home.
I remember the community. Future City was the village that helped raise all of the children. And when you got in trouble with one place and someone in the community saw that, then it was a done deal. They were going to go and tell your parents, I saw your daughter or your son got in trouble or did something they weren't supposed to. And then it didn't matter what you said, is what they said mattered. And that helped us because they knew we knew that they always had eyes on us watching. And my mom had 16 children, and 12 of us was born in Cairo, in Future City. I was the only one born in the hospital because of complications that she had. But most of us did not get in trouble. And I remember Bruce School, our teachers. Bruce was from first grade to fifth. And I remember our grocery stores that we had, Mr. Vaughn and Mr. Mason, Rob Mason. And it was just an enjoyable time. We close-knit families. We were on the bottom, what you call the bottom end of Future City, and then we called it go up to the top of Future City. And then I remember that the teachers cared about us. And my mom would tell us, you go to school to learn. You don't go to teach the teachers. You go and be taught so you could learn. They wanted an education for us, and that's something they didn't have the opportunity to have, but they wanted it for the children.
Well, I'm the last of the bunch, so Future City, the unity that we had, and the morals, values, and standards, they were very much implemented into our lives. And it didn't take very much, just a good morning. I remember, good morning, young lady, how are you? Or something that small, but it carried a heavy weight of value. And the respect was the utmost. And family morals, values, and standards were highly implemented to me as I was growing up. Because if you walk up the street and disrespected somebody, you're in trouble. You're in trouble not only there, but also when you get home.
We went to church. We had to go. If we had homework, we took it with us, and if we got sleepy, we laid on the pews. Church was always, and even instilled in us to the point that that has been a part of our lives, our whole lives, has been the church, and it's been and our, like Elaine said, and morals that we were taught. My dad and mom would always say, an honest day's work for an honest day's pay, and your word is your bond, and that has followed us all through life. If you say you're going to do something, do it. We saw our dad, if he had to get groceries sometimes on credit, and he would tell at the stop-in shop, I'm going to be there to pay you at a certain time. And if that time came and he didn't get his check or what he was expecting, if the car was broken down, we would walk down to the stop-in shop with my dad to tell him why he didn't have the money that day, but he guaranteed he would have it on a certain time. And those things have followed us.
Sense of trust.
Sense of trust
Honesty.
and honesty.
Yeah.
And that has taken us a long way. We all have done well in life. None of us have gone to prison. Out of the 12 that have survived, no one has gone to prison. They all had jobs. They wanted us to go to college. They couldn't afford that for themselves, and their parents raised up in Missouri and Mississippi, where it's where my mom came from, and my dad came from Clarkton, Missouri. And my sister Joyce and myself and Elwood and Donnie, we all have college degrees, and Elaine was 3 classes away from having that college degree, and we have instilled that into our children, because my husband also wanted our daughters, and all 4 of them have master's degrees and doing well. And it came from our home. I became a teacher. I've always wanted to be a teacher. And one day my husband, but I went to SIU, and this is not a happy story. One of the worst time in my life, I encountered at SIU in the 60s. And it devastated me so that it took me 25 years to get back because of the treatment that we got my sister and my sister-in-law to be. But they went back the next year. One became a master teacher, and my sister Joyce became an A student, honor student. We were told we weren't, we came from Sumner, and you're not qualified to be here. And I guess I kind of believed that. I said, oh, well, I guess I shouldn't be here. Didn't do well. But it took me 25 years, and when I came back to SIU, I came back with a vengeance. I said, I can and I will do this. And I, too, was an honor student at Johnny Logan, and then back to SIU, and I got my teaching degree. And when my son got killed here in East Cape, and that had a bearing on my little one grade I got was a C, but everything else was really good. And we faced racism. It has not gone away.
Yeah. So your case is a wonderful story of resiliency. Elaine, what have you done occupationally, and you're 3 classes away in what particular field?
Business management, specializing in entrepreneurship. I took the classes at John A. Logan College, of course, in 2003, and I was supposed to got my bachelor's from SIU. Well, the instructors decided that they wanted to give me an F, and I wasn't having it because I shouldn't have earned an F. So I went to the head of John A. Logan College, and they said I didn't attend class. I kept notes. Documentation is everything. So I took my notes showing that I attended all of those classes. And the most they would do, even being hateful as they were, the most they would do would give it as if I never taken it before. Whether it be a small area, large area, geographically is not a factor. It's the substance of each individual there that carried myself and others a long way. Because, back when you was asking about church, I was born into the church. My mother carried me into the church. I'm the last of everybody. And I was taught to sing. I would go to sing and have a whole church shouting. And church and morals was a big factor of Carol. Everybody stood for something, because if you didn't, you fall for anything. And that's what has carried me on during my journey of life.
I agree with what Elaine said, and that was a very good answer. And I can hear Dr. King said, we shouldn't be judged by the color of our skin, but the content of our character. And everybody, we're not criminals, we're not drug dealers, and we're not there to hurt you. Always give a person an opportunity, give them a chance to prove what they can do and who they are. And I instilled that into my students. My students were pretty much all white. And I said, someday you're going to be maybe the manager. If someone of color comes to you, don't look at them and say, oh, they're drug dealers or they're this. You look at them for the content of their character. Give them that opportunity to let you know who they are. And I think, and I know that being in Future City, the background, the stability we had, the teachers that we had, if you follow us through life, you will find that we have obtained. We were lawyers, we were doctors, we were judges. We have done well. And that should carry on through life for everybody.